Everybody, and welcome back to an incredible live stream. We have got so much stuff happening on Pulsechain and some big launches today, and we've got more to come. So Pulsechain's starting to ramp up in the second wave of protocol launches, and we got some bullish news today. When we're talking about HexScout, of course, has just gone live. 9mm V3 DEX has just gone live as well, and we've got Liquid Loans launch is imminent. So we'll be covering all that and more. We're going to be looking also, obviously, at PUSD Algo, which could be a massive ecosystem on Pulsechain as well, with the fourth stablecoin and, of course, stablecoin miners giving you a huge opportunity to participate in that. We're going to talk about that. The sacrifice is open, and I pinned the link to referral code in the top of the chat there, so definitely use that for almost the maximum gain. We're going to give you an update about that to kick off the live stream. Now, what else we got? We've got all the market updates. We're going to talk about the prices. We've got crypto update, Bitcoin, stock market. Man, we're going to be covering it all today. It is a big show. So I hope you guys enjoy all the content. Let's get into the chat and see who is here before we kick everything off. We got Lights Beneath in the house there. Hello, how are you today? Very good, thank you very much. I did my walk, day 111 on my walk, day 111. I do encourage you out there to do your health and fitness. Just as Sandy Beach inspires us all to do that too. So big shout out. The ultimate strategy is Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX Center for the win, 100%. A dollar cost average accumulate in this first year. Definitely do that. And of course, Brian as well. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian, our community leader. Always crushing it in the chat and on our Discord. Appreciate everything he does. We've got Creepy Coin as well. Hola la la. Did I say that right? Hey, Creepy Coin, welcome to the chat there too. We got Wookie as well. Wookie loves honey and lemon. Nice one, Wookie. Appreciate that. And of course, if you want to get that sweet bonus, we're going to talk about that in a second. Humberto, yo. Cheers, Suitman and RH family. Good to see you, Humberto. Welcome. Jonah Hex as well. What's good, Pulse Hexicans? Big shout out to Jonah there. Sandy Beach, of course, always crushing it. Another influencer in the space, by the way. Does a lot around health and fitness for the Pulsechain Hex community. Big shout out to Sandy. We got Brennan in the house there, our TA specialist in Discord. Big shout out to you. Who else has jumped here? Harry Williams. Yo. Good to see you, Harry. And who else jumped in here? Archie as well. Another one of our moderators and superstars in our Discord. Big shout out, Archie. And of course, we've got more coming from Archie in the future. So big one there. Adam says so much is happening. It is. There's a lot happening. And we're covering it every day here on Hex Token, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain YouTube. It is the place to be for all your Pulsechain news. We're pretty much sharing the journey and documenting Pulsechain's launch, and it's been a lot of fun. And we're just getting into the second season of big protocol launches, so it's a lot of fun there too. Good evening, Hex Token family. Check my pulse in the house. Berto says, let's assist the highest stakes, which went on global streamings yesterday. If you missed that, check out my second video yesterday. Onboarding new money. We need green candles. Sit on your hands. Yeah, the community plays a big role on that one. Spread the word about that on the streaming services. Up to 250 million people, potentially somewhere in that ballpark, could end up seeing the highest stakes in Hex, and then of course flow into Pulsechain. So it's a pretty big deal. Only Hex has that in the crypto sphere. Thomas is here. Liquid Loans is almost here. Can't wait for it. Absolutely. There's a lot of sacrifices for that, so it's going to be pretty neat. What else there? Let's see who else has jumped in here. Just scrolling through some of these comments. We've got Pumpkin Owl, Power City, Liquid Loans, etc. Says Pumpkin Owl. Yeah, we're going to be looking at the future roadmap and, of course, how they're rolling out coming up later in the live stream. So stay tuned for that if you're looking for all the project updates. We've got Rev 10 in the house there. Hi, everybody. Let's go. Who else there? Hexcavator in the house as well. Good to see Hexcavator. I think we're up to date there. So nice one. All right, let's get into it, folks. Without further ado, let's get into the content here. And of course, the first thing we're going to come up to is PUSD Algo, the fourth potential stablecoin on Pulsechain. We're going to have CSD, which is a fiat-backed stablecoin. We're going to have two stablecoins, USDL and PXDC, which are coming from Liquid Loans and Power City. They're both liquidity forks. They're going to collateralize Pulse and Pulsex to give us those stablecoins. And those are the two best models that we've seen in crypto. But now we're also going to have a fourth model, which is a PUSD, and of course, a perfect name for Pulsechain. And of course, that's going to be based on miners. So miners going to support that through a whole ton of little robot miners, and it's going to be pretty cool. And you provide liquidity. It's going to be pretty neat. And of course, that is open at the moment. PUSD Algo could be absolutely massive They had tens of thousands of people go for the 50 million prize yesterday. So they got a huge following. This thing could really explode on there. And of course, it's going to be a lot of fun to see it play out. Now, if you want to get a 19% bonus in there, you can definitely use the referral link. I picked it, I pretty much pinned it to the top of the chat there. And you can use that one there. It's going to be 90%, which is pretty much at the top. So definitely get the most value by using that. Now, we do have an update around this, of course. And we're just going to pull it up. Big shout out to Archie for posting this update. It is in chat number 2 on the Discord under Pulsechain tokens. And this is from the Jacob and his team, which we interviewed yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, check out yesterday's first live stream. We did a full interview with Jacob there and covering PUSD Algo stablecoin and miner. And this could be absolutely huge on Pulsechain. We have decided to change how the bonus affects the sacrifice phase. With this new change, sacrifices are able to get the max 2x multiplier. So really good for you. It's going to be boosting that. During the entire 45-day period, the minimum guaranteed multiplier is now what's getting reduced every 15 days. This means your chance of getting a good bonus multiplier decreases the more time you wait. So get in early and you'll get a much better bonus now. So get in on that. Use the referral and then you get a bonus if you go over $1,000. So this only applies to people over $1,000. But that is inclusive of your referral bonus of so if you use the one in the chat there, you'll get 19%. So you're starting off as a winner already, and then of course you can, if you go over $1,000 with inclusive of that referral bonus in the chat, and the maximum is 20%. So getting 19 is pretty much at the top of the line there. And of course you can if you go over 1,000, you'll get a randomly assigned bonus up to 2% there, up to 2x sorry, as a factor. So really get that one as you can. So that's going to be pretty cool. You can find out more details about that in the chat number 2. There's a little bit more detail there about the ranges, but definitely get in early. The first 15 days is the most important there, and you can see that in the chat. So if you want to get in here, there's the 15 days. We're at day 5 at the moment. Currently, there's been over $170,000 grossed up with benefits in there. So this thing's going to continue to rise over the 45-day period or so. So get in early, get in on this first 15 days, get the best result. Make sure you always do your investment due diligence though. Nothing on this channel is investment advice. So this is the way it goes. And if you want to find out full details, watch the live stream yesterday and of course go through the docs at the bottom there. And you can see this is a prototype front end at the moment, but there is actually a stablecoin running pretty well on Pulsechain already. That's going to be replaced by the protocol when it goes live. So remember that. So looking pretty good. All right, let's move on from that and let's get into the next topic, which is let's get into the Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord, we have gone private, and so now you have to get in there and become a member. So we got general membership, which is $5 a month. It's 16 cents a day, so it's just about nothing. But you get access to the whole community. You get access to all the potential perks in the Discord. We've got 7 chat groups. Well, that's 6 chat groups now. 3 audio chat groups. We've got the most comprehensive Pulsechain information for both useful links like onboarding, cross-chain swaps, all that sort of stuff, as well as all the projects as well, including project maps. And you don't want to miss out that. So we've got all the information there. We also have a crypto helpline, which is probably the only community with that. And of course, I'll be there a lot of the time. And a lot of our really, really cool moderator and community leadership team are amazing. So definitely get in that. It's $5 a month. Now, if you want to get the secret sauce and get the alpha, then you join the strategy room. We haven't officially launched yet. We've already had 2 sessions and they've been really great. We've got a 3rd one coming up with Jacob from the BNB Pot TYRH. That's going to be a very small group, so you want to get on that. That's going to be the 3rd session. After that, we will be launching officially, and of course, we've got some big stuff coming queued up for that. So get into that, especially around liquid loans. You're going to not want to miss that around strategies and things like that. So it's going to be pretty amazing. The link to this is in the video description as well, so you can find this. And I'm sure some of the moderators may post some of their links to join up Strategy Club in there too. All right, so that's pretty cool. Get on that. Now we're going to start off with the markets. The Dow Jones ends flat, but remains on track for big November gains. So all positive in the markets. And we can see that at the moment, the Dow Jones was pretty flat at up 13 points to 35,430. S&P 500 was down 0.1%, down 4 points to 4,550. And of course, the NASDAQ there down 0.16 of a percent, 23 points to 14,258. Volatility index was up 2.29%, and the US dollar was up slightly as well to 102. Looking at the commodities, we've got the oil prices pretty much flat there. $77 for West Texas, $82 for Brent oil. Gold is still pretty strong there, $2,046, and silver also strong, pretty much flat at $25. So that's kind of the highlights there from the stock market. We're going to get into this update around the economy. So the economy grew faster than initially thought in the third quarter, as gross domestic product increased at a 5.2% annualized rate last quarter, revised up from the previously reported 4.9% pace. The stronger growth spurred optimism that the economy is likely to avoid recession. So that's very important for us in the markets. And comes a day ahead of the fresh inflation data, which is going to be very, very important. So we've got the PCE data coming out, which is the main one the Federal Reserve looks at. So the price consumption expenditure index, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, is expected to have slowed to 0.1% pace on the month in November and from 0.4% in September. So fingers crossed we either meet or beat that expectation. That's going to be great for the stock market and for interest rates. Oil also gained ahead of the OPEC meeting. That's coming up. Oil crude climbed Wednesday as investors weighed up an unexpected rise in the U.S. crude stockpiles and a Black Sea supply disruption ahead of the crucial OPEC Plus meeting to discuss future production levels. Obviously, they want higher prices. U.S. crude supplies by 1.6 million barrels in the week ended 24th of November, confounding expectations for a decline of 933,000 barrels. On the supply side, meanwhile, a severe storm in the Black Sea region has disrupted up to 2 million barrels per day of oil exports from Kazakhstan and Russia. Still, investor attention remains largely focused on the meeting between OPEC amid expectation that the group could announce production cuts at a meeting on Thursday. And they will do that to push the prices up, make mad gains. And of course, you can blame the US president for that. So let's move on into the Federal Reserve meeting coming up from that. So stock market doing pretty well. We've got 1 week and 6 days and 18 hours to go until the final Federal Reserve meeting for the end of the year. That is December the 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And at the moment, it's 99.7%, expected no change in the interest rate at 5.5. Hopefully, that is the terminal rate. That means the last rate that we'll oversee won't be going higher. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be the case. Maybe at the earliest, we maybe have the Fed there, maybe pivoting in May next year. That's probably going to be the earliest. Probably June will probably be a better mark, but let's see how we get on there. Only 5.5%. Everybody in June is expecting rate to go down. So that PCE data coming out this week will be very important for that. So that is pretty much where interest rates going. Obviously, we want to pivot because we also want monetary expansion as well. So we'll see how we get on with both of those moving forward. All right, that leads us into crypto. Mad gains. We've got BTC at 37,878. So we're up slightly there, trying to smash through that 38 high. And of course, we want to get over 39,000, which is the break-even price from the last bull market. And of course, ultimately break that 40K to get our mini bull run on. We've certainly got the first two stages in place. We want to get to that critical third stage. And of course, get that mini bull run 40, 50K. Maybe even up to 60K leading up into the Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs that are coming up. So excited about that. Ethereum there at 2030. I really want to see that go to 2,300, 2,400. I think it's game on for altcoin season then. So it's teasing us that we're going to get there. So fingers crossed we do because it's looking good for the Christmas, New Year period. So there we are. We've got a bit of a mixed result across the board there, as you can see. So let's move into Bitcoin a bit more detail. This is the Bitcoin chart. This is our map of all the macro events, right? So we've got a macro event, and we've also got a map of Pulsechain's future events. How about that? It's a pretty good setup here on Hex Token, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain YouTube. So let's have a look at where we are here. So the market's still going up in the right direction. We've bounced off the 20 EMA continually, so it's looking good there. We've had our golden cross as well. It's all looking pretty good. We've got expecting no change in interest rates for the February Fed meeting in December the 13th. We've had budget in the US push through the stopgap measure into January. So that's our next little minor issue coming up. Apart from that, a Bitcoin ETF up on the 10th of January and beyond that. That is our next window. That is what the market is getting excited about. And that is the biggest thing that could ever possibly happen in the crypto besides, the world governments all adopting crypto. So that's pretty much it. All the big private capital markets opening up to crypto. there's nothing really bigger than that. And so we're getting excited about that stuff. So looking good there. That's our window. Obviously, looking a bit further afield, we've also got the other big event, which is the Bitcoin halving in the 17th of April there. And of course, the block reward there going down to 3.25. We possibly may see a little bit of the miners dump Bitcoin before then, and have a bit of a depressed period, but then probably rise up the other side. Probably what we would probably see there as well. The other thing, of course, if we do get interest rates are pivoting back here over in May or June, we may also get the stock market pulling down too. That traditionally happens as well before we run up the other side into October. I think it is for the US election. Fingers crossed we get rid of the current people and we go back to common sense. That'd be pretty good. All right, so that is where we are at the moment on the old Bitcoin, looking pretty good. And of course, feeding into that Bitcoin ETF is some news here. So this is the latest news. Swiss asset manager Pando Asset became the latest firm to seek approval for spot Bitcoin ETF, filing in S1 form with the Securities and Exchange Commission on Wednesday. Pending approval, the Pando Asset Spot Bitcoin Trust would trade on the COB, so the Chicago's Board of Options Exchange there. The BZX exchange with Coinbase as a custodian. For Bitcoin pricing, the filing mentioned use of CME's CF Bitcoin reference rate. Pando already offers exchange-traded products that tracks prices of leading cryptocurrencies to European traders on the SIX Swiss exchange, according to the website. Now, you know that we've got these ETFs in like Europe and Asia, but they don't really fire, right? So the US ones are the ones that where all the capital flows through, especially with the US being the big capital market. So if you're wondering why that is the case, just the way it is. Although the industry is eagerly anticipating the first spot Bitcoin crypto ETF, the SEC has yet to approve one. And of course, we're looking at it maybe a 90% chance of it approving it here in this early January window, around the January 10th or so. The regulator so far moved to delay the other applications it's received from asset management giants, including BlackRock, Fidelity, 21 Shares, ARK Invest, Bitwise, VanEck, Wisdom Tree, Invesco, Valkyrie, Global X, Hashdex, and Franklin Templeton. And of course, we're looking for those. On Tuesday, the SEC moved application from Franklin Templeton and Hashdex into a public comment period. So it's very important, making some observers think that the agency could be accelerating the speed of the review process. So that's kind of some of the news there for the Bitcoin ETF, but we've got a bit more. So let's get into that. As you know, James Steffert has been tracking all these Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. His last update from yesterday was wow, the SEC went super early on Franklin, which is one of the Bitcoin ETFs. They weren't due for another decision until January the 1st. Notably, Franklin is the only issuer who didn't submit an updated S1 yet. Wonder if that has any impact here. So here is the list of Bitcoin ETFs. And of course, you can see the Franklin one down the bottom here and Hashdex as well, just above it. And of course, the well-known one that you guys are probably familiar with is Grayscale and maybe ARK21. Quite a few in here as well. And of course, you can see BlackRock's here is iShares Bitcoin Trust. So that's the BlackRock one, and very important to keep a track on that. And of course, let's hear from quickly hear from the BlackRock CEO, and of course, how bullish this is. This is absolutely gigantic. Gigantic. That's not the right word. Gigantic? Is it gigantic? It's not gigantic. It's not coming out right there. Huge. Let's just say huge. And so let's listen to him.
Clients around the world about the need for crypto. I mean, when you think about, I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the influence of the biggest capital markets. I mean, these guys control something 10 trillion plus money. I mean, it really is massive. So that is what's coming up there. And of course, we've got a bit more about that. We're going to jump through the technical side there. Going super early on Franklin today and potentially Hashdex coming too would set things up for a full wave of approvals in early January might be the reasoning. So he's guessing that will be the case there. Okay, this delay on Hashdex all but confirms to me that this was likely a move to line every single applicant, in other words, every single Bitcoin ETF up for a potential approval by January the 10th, 24 deadline. So huge stuff there potentially coming up there. Going to sprinkle some caveats here, however, he says. This is just the 19B4 approvals. We know from updates and other sources that the SEC still isn't quite ready to approve the S1s, and the S1s are the prospectuses. In other words, your disclosure to clients about the investment that they're getting involved with just yet. So approval could happen here without immediate launch. So approval could happen here without immediate launch. They could still be denied though as well. So just remember that. Now, if they do get approved, remember typically it's about a month later that they actually go live, but that doesn't stop the investment houses buying Bitcoin, as we've probably been seeing already, lifting this price up here. So that's a really big deal here. So if we go back to this list of the ETF applications, you can see the first deadline, the second deadline, and it looks like the third deadline there, they're lining them all up for January in the January link there. So looks like that's probably giving more credence to that 90% probability that we could get these going live in early January. And then a month later, in early February, they go live, and the capital just keeps flowing in into crypto, tens of billions. And of course, the multiplier effect ends up valuing the crypto up by trillions. So we're really excited about that. Let's be conservative and say 1 trillion, but it could go very, very high as well over time. So it's going to be pretty massive. All right, so that is the updates today. Hope you guys enjoyed that on the Bitcoin ETF. And of course, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum's looking pretty good too. It's a little bit lagged behind Bitcoin, but hopefully we'll get that big giant move. And as you guys know, I want to get to 2400. We have been bouncing off the 20 EMA as well, looking very bullish as the old crypto. So let's see how we go leading into that buy the rumor, sell the news, or is it buy the rumor and buy the news? And I think it's going to be buy the rumor and buy the news, maybe with a tiny little dip in there, just to tease out a few of the people. They like to short them out and make some profits, and then it goes back up again. So I think that's probably where we'll head with that one. So that's kind of cool. That leads us into Pulsechain, day 201. Can you believe it? 201. And of course, we've got the price of Pulse here at quadruple 0562, which is pretty amazing. We're down 4.4%. We did have a bit of a rise yesterday. PulseX is at quadruple 0162, down 6% at the moment. So basically, we're still in the dollar cost averaging place there to accumulate. And of course, we've got the buy and burn just keeps ticking away there. 573.8 billion PulseX has been bought up and burned, and that's going to play a bigger role in the future as we continue on to this early stages of the bull market. And we got the incentive token there at 65 cents, down 6%. One incentive token equals 11,566 Pulse. We've got about 17.5 million or so incentive tokens in existence, with 115,000 burned through the TYRH GameFi from Jacob. We got PHEX at the moment at 1.02 cents, down 1.2%, but that had a really nice spike yesterday on the news, of course, of Hex going streaming, probably some big whale money coming in there, pushing that up. And of course, at the moment, we've also got EHEX at 0.6 of a penny at the moment. And of course, the combined price of EHEX and PX is 1.62 cents at the moment. But don't get tricked out by Hex. It may be really about to wind up on the old chart there. We're going to have a TA analysis of that coming up on a live show, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty fun. Well, let's go to the charts quickly. There is the Pulse one there. We're just riding down the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, but we've got plenty of room in the RSI down at 40 here. So just waiting for that pivot on that one. That is the Pulse one there. Let's get the auto log on, and that's kind of where we're just at the bottom of that range for the moment. Let's go to PulseX here. PulseX also is just riding down the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here. We had a nice little day though, where we spiked up to 4017.82. We're now at 4016.19, and the RSI is definitely cooled off down here. Look at that, down at 40. Pretty cool. So we're just waiting for that pivot. The incentive token, of course, is down at 65 cents. Let's have a look at the ratio though. The ratio here is at all-time lows. We're pretty much 11,566. Remember, PulseX farms are generating this, so that's the way it goes there. And let's jump out of those two, and let's go to PHEX. PHEX pretty much here had a really nice little pump yesterday on the news, and we got all the way up to 1.125 cents. We're now back down with a bit of profit taking back down at 1 cent, just over 1 cent at the moment on PHEX. And the RSI here is down at 39. We do have look like we're going to have a cross though. So this may start rising in the next couple of days. This MACD cross here looking really, really positive. So keep a lookout for that MACD, and that price there may be starting to move back up on the outside there. All right, EHEX as well is at just under 6/10 of a penny. Had a nice little spike to 64/100 of a penny. And of course, the RSI there is chilling down at 42. Chilling down there at 42 on the old EHEX. Let's have a quick look at the validators. We got 50,879 validators on Pulsechain. Pulsechain really is the people's chain, and we got people around the world validating the blocks and the transactions so that you can do your business on the old chain. We've got 1.63 trillion off the market, so just under 11% of all Pulse is off the market through validators. But now we've got liquid loans is about to launch imminently, and that amount off the market could be ginormous when people go to put their Pulse in their collateralizer, adding a new feature basically to Pulse, and then of course issuing USDL stablecoin. That could be a lot of fun. We may get tons and tons of Pulse off there, off the market. We're going to be watching to see how that goes, but very excited about it. Now moving to the gas prices, which has been super cheap on Pulsechain. No different today. Once again, cheap gas, 210,000 beats. It's pretty much at the bottom of the range. We got 4/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap, 200th of a penny for Pulsecoin transfer, and 800th of a penny for PRC20 transfer. So looking very good there. We are a massive, whopping, ginormous, gigantic, did I say it right this time? 7,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. It's $25 to do a swap on Ethereum at the moment, and it is only 4/10 of a penny to do it on PulseX at the moment. 12,338 times cheaper than Bitcoin. It is $3 to send Bitcoin at the moment. It's only 200th of a penny to send Pulsecoin. Get that? So it's $3 to send Bitcoin. It is only 200th of a penny to send Pulse at the moment, which is amazing. So that's day 201, folks. We're about to start day 202, and that leads us into some of the cool categories. So let's get to it. We're going to run through these very quickly. So let's go to the top PRC20s and see what's been performing pretty well there. Everything looks pretty much down at the moment across the board there. The only slight exception with very little liquidity is the Prate token from Pulse Rate. Let's jump over to the next category, meme coins, and we'll have a look we're sorting by liquidity. So we've got the biggest liquidity pools at the top. And we've got Access Alive is up 7% at 3,000. So a little bit of a comeback there. Everything else is pretty much down. And the most dramatic one that's down is Reflux. It's down 33%. So let's have a quick look at that. Big bit of a sell-off there in the old chart there. So auto log that. That is the chart. It was actually holding up pretty well. And then it's just been hit down there today at 409739. And I believe that Rag to Riches did a video review of this a couple of weeks ago. So check that out. Maybe 2 weeks ago. So pretty cool. All right. That brings us into the main event, Pulsechain projects. Let's check them out. And of course, let us have a look. We're going to sort by the 24-hour performance rather than liquidity. Let's have a look and see what's been doing well. Pulse rate is the star today. How funny is that? So we're still down pretty low though, 5776, but it is up 37% there with 15K liquidity. So it is tradable for the retail. Let's have a quick look at that. Pretty much the protocol I thought was pretty much over, unless there's some news out. So maybe you have to check the news, see what news there. But they still have their liquidity pools. They're relatively small. The big staking rewards were over because they were below their ratio that they need. And that is the chart there. So you can see it for itself. But maybe they've got some news out, or maybe it was just some speculation coming in to push that up the last day or so. But yeah, maybe check their Hex Socials to see if they've done something new on their platform. But pretty much I thought it was over. It is an ROI protocol, has liquidity farming, lots of cool features, but you know, it sort of runs its course. It's kind of the play, but definitely it's Pulse Rate there. All right, what else? We've got Daytona Finance, another one of these dexes. And of course, Daytona was very big deal a couple of months back, then started winding down as well, but has probably got quite a bit more liquidity on it, and seems to have had a second life, and have been posting out pretty bullish stuff on their X socials as well. But they're definitely up to date quite a lot there. So 13% and not too bad there as well. Not sure if they've had any particular new feature or something in the launch, but Daytona there is back up. And so well done on that one. That's pretty much the highlight, except for we've got Mintra, one of the 5 NFT marketplaces out. And of course, the big $10 million sacrifice, that is up 5% at the moment. But hey, look, I think I want to be fair and balanced. And I just think that, the price is down quite a bit here. And I just want to say that the volumes that are going through the NFT platform, the last time I looked, just aren't justifying a high value. The actual platform is beautiful. It's been done very well. I know they've got more coming, so we'll wait and see on this one. But once again, they need to get more volume, more market share going through that NFT marketplace. But it is a beautiful, beautiful product. So to definitely put in the AAA on that one. So we'll see how we go with that one. So still open-minded. But once again, the volume's going through, just not really up there to get this priced up. But hey, look, we'll see how we go. Wait and see. So that is it on the NFT. And of course, we've got 2 NFT marketplaces coming down the line. We've got 9MM is going to have NFT marketplace. And of course, the big weighted one, Pixel Park as well. And they reckon they've got some secret sauce that no one else has got. So we're waiting to see Pixel Park come from the Power City team as well. So that will be 7 NFT marketplaces competing for the 721 1155 NFT market space on Pulsechain, and it's going to be fun. That market's going to continue to grow. We've seen an absolute boom of NFT NFT collections and stuff like that. And of course, as you guys know, on this channel, I was the first one, probably the only one that I know of, that actually covered all the NFTs early on, and we helped get that market started. So it was an honor and a pleasure, and there was ups and downs, but it's running itself now, so it's kind of good to see. All right, that is pretty much it on the markets. Let's quickly have a look at some of the biggest projects. But before we do look at the big project updates today, all the ones that have gone live, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Already got quite a few extra people. Where did I get up to here? We got up to, let me see here. I've got almost there. Got up to that one for sure. I hope you guys are excited, man. This is such an exciting time for Pulsechain. It really is. I mean, you can pick up so much Pulse and Pulsex at the moment, and we've got all these alpha projects launching. It is so good. The timing couldn't be better. The markets are good. It's just that quiet time before everything really starts to smash it. We got Rep 10 in the house there. Hi, everybody. Let's go. Jonah Hex says, I wish this had 6 sides. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll move on. Who else has jumped in here? We got JB in the house there. Yo, let's go. Definitely. And what else we got? Let's jump through that. We got Christian in the house there. I got my 9mm ready to go, says Christian. The DJing King is in the house. We got Craig Pitt as well. Morning, Craig. Good to see you. Who else has jumped in here? Tim Top as well. What's up, Mexicans? Good to see you, Tim Top. Welcome to the chat. Crypto Bodega says, Crypto Bodega hitting you with the sonic boom. Always using 9mm for all things, says Crypto Bodega. There we go. And that is the Discord if you want to join up. Yeah, definitely join up to the Discord, either general membership or get the strategy club and rock and roll with the best of crypto. That is Archie's link to the crypto strategy club. So definitely use that if you want to join strategy club there. Let's get in the house there. Yeah, I think we've got about 50 people watching, give or take. So it's pretty good. Welcome to everybody. What else there? Double Down says, I watched the highest of stakes last night and was disappointed how it made RH and the ecosystem look. Not very positive. Not going to onboard anyone with that. The clown show says Double Down. So there's one of opinion on that one. What else we got? Christian says, Pulse OG and 9M are the dream team ready to make a huge airdrop, says Mecca. Yeah, we're expecting the OG in late December, aren't we? Second half of December. We'll talk about more about that later on. We've got Andrew Reynolds in the house there. G'day. See you, and nice to see you, Andrew. Sandy says, Rip Mr. Charlie Munger. Ozzy passed away, is he, today? Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. That's part of the duo team, isn't it? I didn't agree with a lot of what Charlie Munger says, but I do, rest in peace for sure. What else we got there? Pulse Beta. What is the name of your other YouTube channel, Super, with the non-RH products? That is Superman Crypto and Pulsechain YouTube. Well, pretty much Superman Crypto is the one. So Superman Crypto, I cover general crypto and DGM projects. Yeah, Superman Crypto. I'm sure that Brian may paste the link in the video description. It might already be in there. I'm not sure, but that is the other channel. Hex Token for the win, says Lies Beneath. I appreciate that. Christian says, Superman, show me the money. Yeah, show me the money indeed. Let me see here. Just jump through some of that. We've got Pumpkin Owl. Hex Token, do you think there is good value participating in the PUSD sacrifice versus doing a Hex stake? Hey, look, I can't make that decision for you, Pulse Owl. Really is up to you to make that decision. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice. I just look at the pros and cons and probability plays. But definitely, I'm excited about PUSD algo. I think the chance of it being a massive stablecoin ecosystem, it is more on the risk experimental side. But you know, Jacob is pretty clever, and these automated miners may do the trick. And so to keep that stablecoin stable. So that's probably the way I'd put it there. But I will be covering a lot more on the PUSD algo. Always good to be here, Superman. We know nobody works harder to bring us the alpha. We are all a great community, says Pumpkin Out. Absolutely well said. Yesterday he was 99 years old. Is that right? Wow. 99 is the manga. Yeah. I have watched a few of his videos. He was the one I kind of disagreed with quite a bit. I obviously liked, I've just forgotten the other famous guy. What's the other guy's name? He's the famous one. Manga's famous, but the investment guru. I often agreed with quite a lot of what he said at least around the finance stuff, but Manga was not so much. Thank you, says Pumpkin Owl. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, let's get back into it. I can't believe I forgot the other guy's name. He's one of the most famous investor in the world. Let me just jump over there. We're going to Warren Buffett. That's it. Warren Buffett. Thank you so much. Warren Buffett. That's all I'm thinking of. I just completely forgot his name. That's hilarious. All right, so let's jump over to the big news. HexScout has launched. Now, obviously, with Richard's taken down the front ends, official front ends for Hex and Pulsechain and things like that, the official bridge, the Explorer. But of course, we've now got a HexScout, which is so crucial. And of course, this launched pretty much at the same time or just after the highest of stakes went on the global streaming services, which is incredible, right? Like Google, Apple, and all those sort of things, Prime. And of course, people will be able to get access to that, and increasingly so globally as more streamers are rolled out there. So potentially up to 250 million people may see it. They may love it or like it or hate it. But nevertheless, there's been mixed feedback. But that's all as Donald Trump says, you know, overexposure and pretty much good exposure is great for getting the word out. So either way, when the Bitcoin market pumps, people are going to recognize, hey, I'll watch that documentary. I'm going to check out Hex, and then I'll find Pulsechain, all that sort of stuff. So you have all these sort of branding impacts that flow in, and of course, that comes to mind, triggers people to go looking for Hex and Pulsechain when the bull market is on. Now, HexScout is going to help with that. So big time. So even though we've gone full DeFi, the ultimate onboarding tool is now here in portfolio management for Hex, which is pretty cool. Now we do have other management stuff, like we've got obviously Fatty from the PH universe, which for me there's an issue around the big payday, doesn't include those for stakes. And of course we've got other ones out there as well that do management, like Gold Polls. Who's the other one? I just had it in my head, but I've forgotten it. But there's a couple out there that do it. And of course, HexScout now is a one-stop shop for it all. So I think it's going to be really good for onboarding. So if you want a tool to onboard, HexScout's probably going to be the play to be. Now I see that we've got looks like KDP has covered the launch here. I'm not sure if she's working for them. I thought she was working for somebody. Maybe it's for them. I know that she was starting to work for one of the teams. And of course, HexScout there. So that was on KDP's yesterday, 10 hours ago or so. So you can check that out, of course. But the big news is that this is the site. So this is the site here for HexScout, and it looks pretty amazing. I'm going to post a link in the chat there if you guys want to download. I would definitely strongly recommend checking it out because it may be a wonderful place of you being able to monitor your hex stakes, and hopefully it's accurate with the hex stakes. Should be. It's been helped with people, I think, like David Feder, I think it was, or Alex Mafetta, one of those two. I can't remember now, but that is the play. There's a HexScout. Check it out. That could be a really big deal, all in one for Hex. So definitely check it out. Now, apparently you can download this on Apple and on Google Play, I think it is. So yeah, kind of cool. Google Store, I mean. So anyway, you got the market price here. So it's got the Hex market price, which is awesome. So this is pretty cool. Looks like what's that price there? Looks like the PHEX price, is it? Yeah, I think so. And what else you got here? You got the supply of Hex. You got the price at the moment, PHEX. You've got the liquidity at the moment, which is kind of cool. What else? You got the change over different time periods. You can buy or swap at the moment. So it's kind of cool. So you can buy. I don't know who that's buying off there. Buy Hex with a credit card. So that's really cool. You can buy Pulse by choosing one of the providers below. If you already have used the provider, you won't have to provide KYC. So know your customer. once you have Pulse in your wallet, you can swap it for Hex. So that's kind of the process they've got there. And they've got Change Now, which is what PortalX use for their bridge there as well. Quasi bridge, I call them. All right, so that's kind of cool. You can also swap. Wonder who they're using for swap. They're using Go Pulse for their swap interface. So you can use that too. And what else we got here? We got the last 24 hours. So 45 million buys of it. Yep. 61 million sells. And they got new stakes there, 91 million new stakes and 98 million in stakes there. So it's got some really cool data around staking. They got the whale watch. So they've got some whales here as well. You can see the bigger accounts and the staker class here. How much staking there? Got 63 billion stakes. The average staking period, 6.9 years, 31,000 T-share rate. That's the T-share rate at the moment. And of course, the staker class, they've got the total amount of stakers here as well. So some really cool data here. Pooled stakes, of course. They've got some of the Maximus ones here. They've got Base, Trio, Lucky, Desi, and Maximus. So they've got all the staking pools here from the Maximus team. They got the premium as well. They got the price and the backing of the Hex inside the pool, and the premium at the moment, which is kind of cool. So the premium in the actual pool is down 4% there on that one. What else we got? Principal, the amounts that's in there of Hex. The length of those, 15 years, of course, for the long one, etc. So pretty good there. Got gas prices, which are obviously pretty cheap. New here, what is Hex, what is staking, what is HexScout. So very good educational things in there. But let's get to the portfolio. This is where you might want to use it, and that is your portfolio. You can just add an address. So you can just add another address here. Like you just add your address in, and away it goes. And hey, look at my address in here. My address here, OXC4 19D, 95 million in it. Just kidding. This is one of the whales in the Hex ecosystem. And of course, I thought I'd pull one up just to show you guys an example before all your eyes popped out. Yeah, I got you guys good. That's what I did. That's what I rock and roll. All right, so this is one of the big whales in the system. They got 95 million in this wallet. I have no idea who it is. So just a random whale wallet. And you can see that they got some Hedron in here. They got some EHEX stakes and PX stakes. So this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I really like this, and so it's a really nice and simple. I like simplicity, and of course, this is really good to show you there. This is exactly what we needed. This kind of product. So this is really a place. If you want to onboard people to Hex, get their stakes under management, they're liquid, buy and sell. This is a great place to do it. And of course, it's got the amount of Hex in this wallet, and of course, the value there as well. So liquid plus stake, that's their total balance. And this whale wallet here on Hex. So where did I get this from? You're going, where'd you get it? Where'd you get the wallet? Well, I got it from here. I got it from Hex Vision. I just took a random wallet here in the top addresses, and that's all I did. So that's pretty easy. And of course, you can put any address you like in here and find out. Now they've got other assets in here like Hedron and Ethereum and stuff like that. They got their balance in here, so you can see their balance. Of course, that's around 1 billion. Some massive wallet, of course. As well. They got their last history sent and received. They got their native stakes in here. Look at all this detail. This is beautiful here. They got the principal. They got their yield accrued, looking pretty amazing. 9.9 year duration. So this whale is a big long-term whale. And they got the yield here, 781,000 T-shares, looking pretty cool. And that's their yield per day, 5.1 million Hex per day. Woo-hoo-hoo-hee! 36 million a week. Yes, 155 million monthly and 1.86 billion a year. 32% APY as well. This is all they need to, by the way, 198,000 more T-shares to become a Poseidon. If you guys know the categories, that's massive. You can actually click on that link. We're going to look at that in a minute. Active stakes. They got their active stakes here at the moment. So some big T-shares, as you can see. 19,400 T-shares. So they're a big whale in the system. And of course, got their end stakes as well that they've had in the past. Pretty amazing. You can click the yearly too. Looking very good. So really beautifully set up this. This is going to be added to our useful links in our Discord. I think it's already there under the project, but we're going to add it under the useful links as well, not just the projects. And looking beautiful as that. Now, all you have to do to add an address is just put it in there, and you can swap out another address. For example, if we want to take just another one of these random addresses, let's take this one down here, and let's copy that and paste it in. And so we'll get rid of that. We'll add this address, and let's paste that in. Bam. and we're going to enter that. Boom. This is another address that we just put in. So you can just put your address. You have to connect to a wallet, so it's kind of cool. You don't want to do that. And this one here's got 42 million net worth, so a bit smaller than the other one, but still pretty big. And you can see all of its details as well. So kind of cool like that. But let's get rid of that and let's have a look. They've got some default ones. So they've got the God Whale, the Hex God Whale. They got the Fire Whale. They got the Dream account. So let's have a look at the God Whale. Let's see what that account looks like. Look at that, 109. So we saw those other whales are pretty big. This one here is even bigger. The Hex God Whale, $109 million worth. And you can see they've got EHEX stakes and PHEX stakes there, 44 million, 25 million respectively, and they've got 11 million of Pulse stakes in there as well, and 29 million of Pulse. So real behemoth there. Our second biggest sacrifice set, remember, for Pulsex and Pulse, and one of our biggest whales, if not the biggest whale, left out maybe outside Overwatch or something in that same ballpark. So pretty cool. And you got all the details down here as well. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hee! 560,000 T-shares. Yes, sir. 6 different stakes. Amazing. Looking good, eh? Looking good. There's the old God Whale there. All right. That's pretty cool. Now, obviously, you can click the buy. You can go and buy here. What is Hex? What is staking? How to buy? How to stake. So it's pretty amazing on all this. What a great site. Look at that. Wow. Price development since launch. You got EHEX and PHEX. Man, they've really thought of everything on here. The ROI of Pulse and Pulse as well. And they got continue with EHEX, continue with PHEX. Looking pretty good. How would HexScout decide? And of course, you got all the details around that. So really neat on that one. What else we got going on here? Stake. You can do a stake here. Get started with Hex and receive some support as well. Personal one-on-one support investing in Hex. Obviously, we had that in our Discord with Brian. He's onboarded well over 100 people in there. What is staking? How to stake. So you can find more details in our Discord. Links in the video description. Single stake, you can go to the calculator and staking ladder as well. Now, as you guys know, I'm very popular. I like staking ladders. And so you can go to that and you can make a staking ladder and set all that stuff up. They've got some nice cool bars here showing you different amounts so you can keep adding as well. Also got this beautiful staking ladder, which is pretty neat. So you can see all that looking good. And of course, the yield that you'll get as well. So really nice setup there. Beautifully done. And of course, get started with Hex. You can do all that. Now, if you want to do a single one, though, you can go to the calculator and you can do the single one. Just play around with the principal and the duration, right? Longer pays better, bigger pays better, right? Bigger pays better, longer pays better. That's pretty much it. And of course, getting in early because that share rate going up all the time as well. Now, you can do native and you can do an HSI stake through Hedron from the looks of it. So that's pretty neat as well. And of course, we've got news support. Nice flow of news there. Doesn't look like I made the list there on the news, but hey, look, we are doing the news every day. But hey, look, just the way it goes sometimes, right? You got to be in the know. You got to be on the inside. When you're on the outside, you're on the outside. When you're on the inside, you're on the inside. Okay, I'll stop being stupid. All right, let's move. We got what is Hex, what is staking, how to buy, how to stake. There's some really good stuff here. So this is looking really good. Hats off to the HexScout guys, and check that out and add it to your favorites because that is a wonderful onboarding tool for Hex. So well done. And that is live today, folks. Live today, which is pretty neat. Did I put the link in the chat? Pretty sure I'd put the link in the chat, but I can't even see it now. Did I put the link in there? I'm pretty sure I did. But where is it? Where's it gone? There it is there. All right, that is the link to this site, hexscout.market, of course. They've got cogs up the top right as well, so you can play around with the dress and the theme. Scout, Hexaco. Let's have a look at that. Enigma, Moon. Oh, wow. I like the Enigma one. We like dark mode. Dark mode is pretty cool. Let's go back to dark mode. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. So you can play around with that, you know, whatever suits you. Pretty cool. And they got pro mode as well. Ready for the next step. This will hide beginner-friendly UI elements and replace some of them with more advanced versions. So you can enable that. Let's do it. Let's click that. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Whee! Actually, that's pretty nice too on the advanced node. So you can do that too. Right, pretty cool. Well done to the HexScout. Brilliant onboarding tool for Hex. Get into it, folks. Spread the word. Onboard people. The bull market is coming. And, you know, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so that's pretty cool news from HexScout. And, of course, let's get into the other big thing we're going to talk about is InvestX here is announced, of course, that 9am Pro for bringing more innovation to Pulsechain. Their V3 DEX is now available live. And, of course, big shout out to InvestX for that. But we're going to go straight to the DEX. Here it is here. And I'm going to post that link in the chat as well. 9M V3 DEX is live. And they already had the V2 DEX, right? The V2 DEX, we covered that when it was up. How much did they have? Well, I think we saw it was up around about $400,000, was it, in TVL, something like that, last time we checked. Well, here we go, and that is the V3 DEX for 9M. This is just launched live today as well, so we've had HexScout and 9MM, and 9MM is an ecosystem, so it's going to continue to roll out things in the future. And here it is. Here's the TVL. So we got the little cogs at the top, so you can change stuff there, dark mode and stuff like that, subgraph thing there. But here is the TVL. Let's do a refresh to see if the TVL's changed. We're 120k and 120k. So this is on the V3, and we've got $176 volume so far. So it's just launched, but V2 is there as well. Let's have a look. So V2 has got 300k in there and 46,000 in volume. So still small, but just starting really stealthy. And now they've got V3 as well. Remember, V3 means that you can, V2, remember, when you provide liquidity, you got to provide equal amounts of both sides of the trading pair. With V3, you can actually target part of the price curve and liquidity and just target that, and you get a potentially higher fee, like 1% fee in there. So there's a couple of differences there with V3, and kind of cool. What else there? We've got pairs here. We've got the tokens that you can trade. So the pairs here looking pretty, obviously the liquidity. What's the TVL? So HOA's in there, pretty big there. Up token in there, 30,000. Pepe in there, 18,000. Pulse died there, 11,000. So they're small, but let's see how they grow over the next few days and weeks. And here are some of the top movers early on. So remember, they've got smaller liquidity. It's going to take time to build up, but definitely that's something that you may be able to participate in. And remember that 9MM, if you're buying or selling on any of their DEXs, or providing liquidity, you will become part of the airdrop. So that is an upside for providing liquidity. But once again, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. It is a new DEX, but 9M is looking to be a pretty decent sized ecosystem on Pulsechain with multiple protocols. So just take that into account as well. All right, so kind of cool. You can do swap, of course. Swap, buy and sell. It's kind of cool. You can set all your details here with the settings. You can set all your slippage and stuff like that, usual stuff. And of course, I think that's it. Is that it? I think so. Got cool charts, kind of neat there. Just trying to think. Is anything else here? Pretty much it. Top tokens, top pairs, transactions there, and that's pretty much it. You can go to the socials and follow them on 9MM Pro. So that is also there as well. So just hit the socials and you can give them a follow. They got more stuff coming down the line, right? So the NFT market is one of those things, and of course their payments to the OG 505 NFTs coming up probably second half of December. So congratulations to 9MM. Cool. All right. So that is that. Let's move on from that. And of course, the other big thing coming up. What is it? Liquid loans. Blah, 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 blah. Liquid loans. Excited for this. This is the biggest and the baddest out of them all. $51 million sacrifice. The biggest one after PulseX and Pulse. And of course, a professional corporate kind of protocol team launching on Pulsechain is massive. They launched PulseSafe first, so multi-sig. They were the ones that launched that utility, which you can use multi-sig, so multiple wallets to control a wallet. And so that is already out. PulseSafe, it's called. They launched Fetch Oracle, was it 2 days ago, something like that? They launched that. That is live and up and running, and that's going to open the floodgates to multiple protocols, both known and unknown, to come into Pulsechain, where you can have price and non-price feeds. So it's a huge deal, and of course that will enable the big liquidity forks like Power City and Liquid Loans to launch. It's going to be pretty cool, and much, much more. So really excited about this. This launch is imminent, and of course we're going to hear from Warris there, the growth manager. So let's hear a little video from him. This is hot off the press. So yeah, Sandy Beach is imminent. That is right, imminent. All right, let's play this video. Let's go.
Going on, community. We are days away from mainnet. I know everybody is super excited. Now I know everybody already knows everything, and LL is about to give you guys a chance to prove it. As everyone's getting dialed up, doing this refresher, we dropped the LL quiz. You can go here, there's 5 steps to actually work through. It'll show you everything you need to do to both do the quiz yourself and to share it with others. Now as you go through the quiz, There are 50 questions. They're simple, multiple choice, but it's going to give you a chance to really deep dive, remind yourself, see what it is that you already know, since we all know how to do all this stuff, right? It even gives you a timer to work through. Really cool. I'm glad the guys built this as, you know, one of our last little Easter eggs as we're getting ready to go here. Once you finish, it's going to show you the wrong answers to give you a chance to go through and check that stuff out. Another tidbit, on the website now we have our start here, and it will work you through a ton of links. So as you go through the quiz, once you get a chance to look at your wrong answers, you can actually go through some of the blog content, videos, and the start here page and kind of dial in all those gaps in the knowledge getting ready for launch. The other thing at the end, share it. Let everyone know. Hashtag learn liquid loans. We want to get the quiz out to a lot of people. We want to get all that reminder. Everybody thinks they know everything until they get that refresher, and then they got sweaty palms when they're trying to click stuff on mainnet. So take your time, go through the quiz, check it out. I'm going to post my score shortly as well, but make sure we're getting everybody to participate. Go through the links there, share it with everybody. It's going to be a great chance to go through that final little learning experience as we get ready for mainnet. Guys, we could not be more excited. Fetch is already up. The audits are done. The heavy lifting is there. Here we come. Hashtag learn liquid loans.
All right, so you don't get much more bullish than that. The big $51 million behemoth is about to launch. And of course, many of you would have sacrificed for it a long time ago. We're going to talk about that quickly too. Liquid loans coming up there. So it is imminent. You can see here on the tweet here, on the post, the liquid loans launch is imminent. Are you ready? Go and test yourself. So they want people to just to double check their knowledge because it's been a little while, of course. And here is the website. So what is he talking about? Obviously, we've got the quiz here. And of course, you got a link at the top here around the 50 question quiz as well. Now you just can hit here or the start here button. But if you hit the quiz part, I posted the link there in the chat. Then it's going to bring you to this information here. So you can go through that and remind yourself of how it works. You've got a start button, an answer button, a review, share, and invite. So you can actually share as well. And you can then start the quiz. So you can either hit the button at the top here or start the quiz here and go for gold on that. So get ready to unleash your potential in true DeFi with liquid loans on Pulsechain. So this is going to be really, really huge. Remember, this is going to add a couple of major things to Pulsechain. It's going to open up the collateralization of Pulse coin itself, as pretty much Pulse. And you're going to be able to issue USDL with that, borrow, get a loan. And of course, it is collateralized. So that's the strength of the system. And of course, then you're going to either be able to put that in the protocol and earn some income that way, or you can go and take that stable coin and go buy up some of your favorite protocols like Pulse, for example. So it takes Pulse off the market, and then you could take the USDL and go buy more Pulse and then put it back on the market, stuff like that. Now, where we're going to be covering, we've got a big strategy session coming up in our strategy club. That's going to be strategy club session number 4. I'm letting you know that now. That is coming up soon. And of course, we're going to be going with one of the very best, if not the best person in the space on liquid loan strategies coming up for that session. So you do not want to miss strategy club. It really is going to be the alpha place. If you want the edge, then definitely join up the strategy club. It is going to be a very, very cool club to be part of on the Hex Token Discord. Very exclusive. And we're trying to bring the very best of crypto knowledgeable people to give you the edge in there. So definitely join up to the strategy club there. All right, so that is it. And of course, you can click the link there and start the quiz, and away you go. So they're going to have a timer on here, and of course, you can go through all the different questions. At the moment, there's 50 questions in this quiz, and away you go on that one. So it's going to be pretty cool. I suggest you do it and share as well. So really bullish news. Now, how many people have viewed on that? So they just launched this, 9,200 so far. So really, really cool. I'm going to retweet that. If you want to make a comment on liquid loans there, definitely check it out as well. Very cool indeed. We got a couple of comments about that, so let's post some of those in the chat there. Crypto Joe, yo. Liquid loans, says Sandy Beach, absolutely. Walrus, yeah, Walrus, that is the person in the picture there. That is the growth manager. We're going to get Walrus on this channel, so stay tuned for that in the future. LL is going to be awesome. It will help stop the bleeding from all the selling, says Humberto. Certainly going to be bullish. So I talked to you about the fact that it collateralizes Pulse and gets lending out there, but potentially it's going to be bring massive leverage into Pulsechain as well. And of course, that's going to help push asset prices up. So and remove supply. So pretty cool. LL is cool. Yes, it is indeed. Crypto Bodega. There's a Discord. If you want to join Strategy Club to get all the alpha, definitely join up. And of course, Brian, our community leader, knows how to do it. Like it up, folks. Smash the like button big time. All right, so looking good there. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. Access Alive, another influence in the space. Good luck, everybody. This is going to kick off the Pulsechain bull run. Looking pretty good there. Reflux token. We talked about that token just earlier. I don't see the coins on my testnet. Can you share the Sacker address? Yeah, well, we got that as well. We're going to be talking about the sacrifice and checker. So let's do that now, shall we? So you get into do the test, get your knowledge back up to speed. And of course, we're going to look at some of the stuff here. This is the protocol on testnet. So if you've forgotten what it looks like, this is the protocol. Beautiful thing. And of course, you'll be able to put Pulse in, borrow USDL. If you want to put USDL in the stability pool to earn some fees, you can do that. You'll end up earning some Pulse and some loan token. And of course, if you've got loan token from the sacrifice or you buy it on the market, you'll be able to put it into the staking pool and start earning some redemption fees and Pulse and issuance gain in USDL as well. If you want to provide liquidity, of course, with loan and Pulse token, you'll be able to do that. And they're going to have a 42-day period with 150 billion loan as incentives to top up the rewards that you'll get providing liquidity in the first 42 days. It's going to be amazing. Now, as you guys know, for the sacrifice set, we are waiting for that to happen. So everyone who sacrificed will get their airdrops. This is the site that they use to create the sacrifice.io. And of course, this is where you can go check the sacrifice. And of course, we're looking for that. That will come up as part of the launch phase, is that people will get dropped their loan token. Now, here's the kicker. Only 25% of the volume is expected to come out straight away because they had a 2-year bonding curve, if you remember. And of course, the Hex Godwell is way out the back end, last 2 years. He got the full bonuses, but he's not getting his coins for another 2 years. And so that's, we're still early in the life of Pulsechain, just after we're only 6 months in. And so that's about 2.5 years away. And of course, by that time, the chain is very well developed and all that sort of stuff. So going to be fun to see that play out, but only 25% expected to hit the market. And it's going to be good to see. So this is the leaderboard here, and you can check that as well. If you've forgotten what your balances were, I'll post this in the chat there as well to check your balances. But here is the X posts. If you want to check out Warris's post there and leave some feedback, you can do that. Ask any questions. And here is the sacrifice as well. If you want to check your liquid loan sacrifice, if you've forgotten where that is the link there. You can put your address in there, and of course you can find out. So let's put in this top address, and this is the address of the Magic Carpet Ride, right? This one down the bottom there is the Hex Godwell, $6 million, and of course Magic Carpet Ride is a collective of sacrifices. They did almost $9.2 million, so they're going to be busy allocating the loan token to their sacrifice set. And this is the Magic Carpet Ride team, so pretty amazing. Shows you all their points they've got. The LPB is the longer pays better bonus. That's every month you would get a 6% bonus every single month for 2 years. The final month, however, you got a 12% bonus. So if I remember rightly, it was a 250% bonus for a 2-year delay. So really only 25% of the coins are coming out straight away. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. So total points there, pretty neat. They also had a 5% referral bonus there as well, and a 10% self-referral bonus there also. So gives you a bit of a breakdown of that. That is one of the wallets there. So not bad. And of course, if you took one of these other random ones, look at them all. There's just tons of them. And it was a very popular one, obviously $51 million sacrifice. So check that out. And surely we'll hear more from the team about that. Crypto Bodaga says liquid loans will be a slam dunk loan strategies now, so you can apply them once it launches. Yep. So talking about that, we will be having pretty much the king of the strategies for liquid loans coming in to our strategy club on Discord. That is our 4th session. I haven't really talked about it at all to anybody until now. So you guys are getting the heads up on that. We're going to try and bring you the alpha in that strategy club. It's going to give you the edge on a lot of these projects. So we're going to be talking about that there. So join up today, and we're about to officially launch. We'll be officially launching before that 4th session. So get in there first. We've got our 3rd session coming up. It's going to be pretty big, our 3rd session, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be with Jacob, an intimate session there talking about his huge ecosystem, which we covered in part yesterday with PUSD Algo. So we're bringing you the best of the best here in Hex Token and Superman Crypto. And our Discord is the place to be. So join up today. Liquid loans, that is. It is indeed, Pumpkin Owl. What else there? We got Wookie says, join the strategy club today with Wookie's amazing link. Yeah, definitely join using that. And we'll see you in strategy club. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. It's going to be the place. Everyone's going to talk about it. It's going to be the place to be. We've got the best projects and the best alpha. It's going to be amazing on the bull market. All right. That is pretty much it for liquid loans. A big shout out. That's imminent. Get excited. This is the biggest thing, bringing leverage lending to Pulsechain. It's going to be massive. And of course, using the Fetch Oracle as the golden source. And of course, it's going to open it up for multiple other protocols. And we're going to talk about that quickly before we get in the Hex mining there. So let's bring up the full ladder and add in the future roadmap for projects that are coming, that we're watching, at least that we're tracking here on this channel. So let's bring them in and let's see how we're going here. So this is the future projects. Obviously, we had the Fetch Oracle launch on the 26th of November there. We are expecting TRH to come up. We're going to move this a little bit here, actually. So TRH V4, we're expecting that to come up at some stage. Now, Liquid Loans is imminent, so we're going to move this over one. Let me just move some of these. We're going to move them in real time. This is how we rock and roll. And we're going to move all these. Bam, bam. We're going to move those over. Maybe let's move them to there for the time being. And, of course, Liquid Loans is coming up. And Power City is coming up pretty quickly after that. Barista, of course, is a front end for Liquid Loans. Power City also has an amplifier front end for the Liquid Loans. We've got two front ends for Liquid Loans. Plus, we've got Power City, which has got its own liquidity fork, and that's going to be called the End Protocol, and that's going to be based on PulseX, not Pulse. So both Pulse and PulseX are going to get massive boosts from these two liquidity forks because they're going to collateralize both of them and take them off the market, as well as getting more stable coins out to go buy up more of the same Pulse and PulseX. So it's going to be a double whammy, a double goodie. They're a bit like a buy and burn, but probably only better there and faster. So it's going to be pretty neat. So looking forward to that. We've obviously got Fetch Oracle is also going to unleash Win-Win and PulsePot. We're possibly expecting those mid-December. However, I am going to be having a second session with Jacob soon, covering all the other protocols such as PulsePot, such as TYCZ and TRH-V4. So that's coming up there. So it's TYH-V4, that is PulsePot, and that is TYCZ. We're going to get updates from Jacob about that soon. So it's looking pretty good. 9M MV3 DEX, of course, launched today. So we're going to move that. That is done. So tick on that one. Tetra staking pool, we are waiting for that. So we're going to move that along. I'm going to move it along a little bit here. That is imminent, but we just don't know when it's going to come. And the Atlas dashboard also coming from Tetra as well. So looking good for that. Note token, we're expecting that mid-December from Randy Alaski on the 9-inch DEX. So that's still to come up. And 9MM Pro with the OG 555 airdrops. Expecting that in the second half of December. That's kind of the play at the moment. We'll keep updating this as we go. But lots of cool stuff. We've got over 180 projects launching. Most of them haven't launched yet, and now we're about to unleash the second wave. Ever since we got that Fetch Oracle the other day, it's opened up a lot of the big giants coming to Pulsechain, which will have massive effects potentially on the whole chain. So it's going to be pretty amazing. All right, let's see who else has jumped in here. We'll get a couple more comments before we get into our final topic. Let's see here. Brian says not even a wrench can force it open there, Wookie. Man. Wookie, you got to check those links before you post them, dude. Check them. You got to make sure they work. All right, let's get on here. The link to the strategy club is in the video description. Otherwise, try Wookies if you can, if it still works. All right, so we'll jump over here, hex.com. Let's get paid. The ultimate Hex, of course, is now on all the big streaming services. Up to something like 250 million people potentially could be reached by it. You know, they're sitting there on a lazy Saturday waiting to watch something. They see the highest of stakes artwork come up, which is amazing, and they click it, and before they know it, they're sitting here on hex.com getting some Hex and burning for T-shares. So pretty cool. Let's get into today's results. 1458. We haven't got Ethereum out yet, so we're going to have to talk about that tomorrow. But we have got Pulsechain out, day 201, 29th of November. The price there is at 1 penny, just over 1 penny. We're down just under 1%. The payout per T-share for Hex on Pulsechain, 6.65. The share rate is up 32 to 30,670. The average mining length is 6.89 years on Pulsechain with a 37.7% APY today for existing T-share miners. The ownership pool is up 4,600 T-shares. We got 9,790,000 T-shares. Now, Hex is really easy under the sand. We have a reward pool with all Hex in it every day. And we have an ownership pool with T-shares in it every day. And those T-share holders, which stands for trillions of shares, they get the reward pool of the Hex. That's how simple it is. There's a reward pool, an ownership pool. Ownership pool has T-shares. How do you get T-shares? You buy Hex, you burn your Hex for T-shares, and then you earn the Hex. That's how it works. So it's pretty easy. How do you get more T-shares of the ownership pool? Longer pays better. You get up to 20% more shares per year. Up to 10 years, it's 200% more. So that's the biggest benefit that most people get. And of course, bigger pays better. You get it up to 10% if you get up to 150 million. So obviously, with Hex being on a lower price at the moment, and the and down cycle, you can get a lot more volume for bigger pays better as well. That's how you get more T-shares. So longer pays better and bigger pays better there as well. So get in on that one. Let's have a look at the lock percentage of coins. 9.67% of Hex is locked at the moment. And of course, the Hex penalties is pretty modest, 383,000. That's when people don't keep their mining responsibilities, and that gets rewarded back to T-share miners. And we've got 65 million in that reward pool I talked about. So pretty cool. And of course, let's have a look at the growth of the ecosystem. We've got 15 liquid holders on Pulsechain, and we've got 10 more miners on Pulsechain at the moment. So we've got 124,670 miners on Pulsechain. That's the results at the moment. Oh, we have got Hex out on Ethereum. It just came out. So we'll quickly cover that. 29th of November, day 14.58. We're at 61/100th of a penny on the price. We've got the payout per T-share 6.695 on Hex on Ethereum. The share rate is up 32 to 30,694. The average mining length is 7.03 years with 38.87% APY for existing T-share miners. The ownership pool is up 2,500 to 9,735,000 T-shares in that ownership pool. And of course, let's have a look at the lock percentage of coins. 9.39% of all Hex is locked on the old Ethereum chain with pretty decent penalties. 540,000. They've been added to the reward pool there. 65,185 Hex is in that reward pool. Let's look at the growth on the Ethereum there. We're up 10 liquid holders to 332,000, but we are down 6 miners to 119,735. That is the numbers at the moment on the old Ethereum chain. We are on day 14.59 for Ethereum for Hex, and we're on day 202 for Hex on Pulsechain. And we're coming up to Hex's 4th birthday on the 2nd of December. So that is what, 2 days away, is it? Something like that, 3 days. So that is pretty amazing. The 4th birthday, we're going to be in our 5th year. It's going to be unbelievable. So let's kick it off. Hex.com, check it out. And of course, the highest stakes now is on Amazon, Apple, Prime, you name it. It's going to be pretty awesome. And potentially millions and millions of people will see that. And in a bull market, that might be one of the first cryptos that comes to mind. So it's going to be fun to see that. All right, kind of cool. That is the future. Let's talk about it tomorrow as well. We're going to have another day, of course, covering Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty fun. Brian says his link to the Discord works, and he just posted it there. Nice one there, Brian. When 49 Hex per T-shirt. Yeah, that has not happened, Bernard Junkie. So that's from HexFire's projections there on HexFire info from Crispy Man. That hasn't happened yet, and I haven't followed up trying to check out why that didn't happen. So we'll have to wait and see. So far, you can get more shares. That's pretty much it. That projection had been pretty accurate, but for some reason that jump did not happen. So I haven't followed up on that though, so I can't answer your question specifically. Let's see here. Just going through some of the chats here to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I'm sure we had a few more comments that I've missed, but hey, we're up to an hour and 13. I've got about a minute left or so. Let's see if I can find any comments that I missed. Let me jump through those. Not up to that for sure. Andrew Reynolds says, one cool thing about HexScout portfolio is it also shows your Hedron HSI stakes and pooled stakes, base trio, lucky Dixie, Maxi said, yeah, that's fantastic, Andrew. HexScout is amazing. Definitely check that out. That is awesome. Sandy says, I like HexScout. Yeah, very, very nice product. And we've been waiting for it. So it's great that it's out. It's got a perfect tool for onboarding people for Hex. And very important. I think it was very much needed. So great to see that. What else is going on there? Let's jump through any of those comments. Let me go through all those. Yeah, I thought there was a comment that I was going to talk about, but I've missed it. Anyway, we'll see you in Discord. Join up today. And don't forget, if you want to get into PUSD Algo, which I think is going to be absolutely huge, then definitely join up with the link in the video description there. You in the chat there, join up, get 90% bonus. And of course, now you got an enhanced bonus now. It's going to be amazing. So get in there between 1.5 and 2. If you get over $1,000 sacrificed, you're going to get that 90% plus a very high X bonus on that too. So really big deal there if you do over 1,000. If you're doing under 1,000, definitely use that 90%. The higher, the better, right? So join you in that. I think that's going to be pretty amazing. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. It's going to be pretty amazing. Pumpkin Owl says, if we join Strategy Club, we have access to all previous discussions. Yes, you do. The first one is we've got a presentation. The second one was recorded, and we'll be recording all the other ones going in the future, including number 3 and number 4, which is coming up. So kind of cool. Join up today. All right. I think that's it. Let's play out some cool music on the way out. Actually, we're going to play. What we'll do is we'll just play. We'll play the update again from Boris. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Liquid Lines is imminent. Enjoy yourself today, and I'll see you in Discord. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
And on community, we are days away from mainnet. I know everybody is super excited. Now, I know everybody already knows everything, and LL is about to give you guys a chance to prove it. As everyone's getting dialed up, doing this refresher, we dropped the LL quiz. You can go here. There's 5 steps to actually work through. It'll show you everything you need to do to both do the quiz yourself and to share it with others. Now, as you go through the quiz, there are 50 questions. They're simple, multiple choice, but it's gonna give you a chance to really deep dive, remind yourself, see what it is that you already know, since we all know how to do all this stuff, right? It even gives you a timer to work through. Really cool. I'm glad the guys built this as, you know, one of our last little Easter eggs as we're getting ready to go here. Once you finish, it's gonna show you the wrong answers to give you a chance to go through and check that stuff out. Another tidbit, on the website now, we have our start here, and it will work you through a ton of links. So as you go through the quiz, once you get a chance to look at your wrong answers, you can actually go through some of the blog content, videos, and the start here page and kind of dial in all those gaps in the knowledge getting ready for launch. The other thing at the end, share it. Let everyone know. Hashtag learn liquid loans. We want to get the quiz out to a lot of people. We want to get all that reminder. Everybody thinks they know everything until they get that refresher, and then they got sweaty palms when they're trying to click stuff on mainnet. So take your time, go through the quiz, check it out. I'm going to post my score shortly as well, but make sure we're getting everybody to participate. Go through the links there, share it with everybody. It's going to be a great chance to go through that final little learning experience as we get ready for mainnet. Guys, we could not be more excited. Fetch is already up. The audits are done. The heavy lifting is there. Here we come. Hashtag learn liquid loans.